Hi, I'm Elliot Chodoff. I'm from Israel. I was just with Gene Valentino on the Grassroots Truthcast. A great show, wonderful guy teaching important stuff to the American people. So please subscribe.
Eight years ago, we developed and launched the best bed sheets ever. Since then, you've all enjoyed the best sleep of your life. And to thank you all for your support, we're bringing you our bed sheets for the lowest price in MyPillow history. Get our seasonal flannel sheets for 50% off. They're nearly sold out, so get yours today before they're gone. Check out our new Percale line. Queen size only $39.98. King size only $49.98. And our famous Giza Dream bed sheets, queen size originally $139.96. Wait on it. Now only $59.98. King's just $10 more. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get huge discounts on all MyPillow bed sheets. And for a limited time, when you order $75 or more, your entire order ships absolutely free. We have very low quantities at these prices, so order now.
They are here and they are happy because the Velvet Hammer, Gene Valentino, is with us as we speak. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning, Hollywood. How you doing?
The Velvet Hammer, I am doing well. Thank you. It is Friday. And of course, we always look forward to the weekend here at the morning show because, well, Saturday and Sunday are the 2 days of the week we don't have to do the morning show. So, it's always fun to have those couple of days off. It's such a rich environment out here for things to talk about. It's kind of hard sometimes for us to sort of peg down what do we want to talk about on Friday during this segment with you. But one of the big things that's going on is Kamala Harris or Kamala or however the hell you say her name. I'm not sure.
It's now called Kamala.
Kamala, yeah. She is the chameleon. Kama-Kama-Kama-Kama-Chameleon.
There you go.
She's changed her views on a lot of things. And now she's starting to, change her views to Donald Trump's views. And, that's okay because that tells you that she's kind of concerned about what's going on with her political career. This could be it for her. She could be done. And, she's got some new proposals that are coming out, which are cold, dead communist proposals that just absolutely have been proven in history and in time to not be effective and not work, basically causing problems that will, actually the things that she's proposed or is going to propose today looks like are the things that will actually cause prices to go up instead of go down. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to go ahead and just sort of give us the rundown of how you view this week, what's been going on.
Well, Kamala Harris is coming out this later today with her economic plan, and she's going to propose freezing pricing. It's the most communist, social, Marxist approach. Russia tried it, and it was a complete collapse of their nation when it was the USSR. It's going to lead in food shortages. It's going to result in the shelves in the stores going bare. When government steps in to try to control your retail price, they are saying to all of us, hey, we know better than the economic forces of supply and demand. The supply chain network is disrupted, and buyers and sellers no longer have a control. Oh, they'll say, we brought down some of the gas prices. Oh, they'll say, we brought down a little bit of the interest rate. Well, when government steps in and uses our reserve oil supply to try to manage some of the pricing based on supply and demand for fuel at the gas pump, you're putting a temporary patch on the tire, but you're not solving the problem. You're creating a problem because now you're causing citizens who believe that they can make a dollar based on how they control their costs and how they control what they can legitimately price their product or their service for. You're taking that power away from them. And when you do that, you are disrupting the fundamentals of an economy that has survived in America for nearly 250 years. It's now at risk. And she thinks it's okay, but I'm not surprised. She comes from a family of Marxists and communists. Why should anyone be surprised with this approach? And by the way, it is a chameleon. How she spun on a dime to now take on and support the issues of that Donald Trump has espoused in his 8 years we've seen him in the political scene. It's not appropriate that she get reelected, and if she does, it's the beginning of the end. I'll tell you one thing she could do, Madam Czar, border czar, right now. Take care of the number one issue killing America, fentanyl at the border, because until she leaves office as vice president, she is still the border czar. And our number one issue is the border and the disaster of people coming in over that border. It's testimony unto itself that you need not study anymore about Kamala Harris. She abandoned her post and did not protect this nation's border, which she was authorized and directed by her boss, the president, to do.
It's interesting, but if you really think about it, the most powerful thing I think that the Republicans have, Donald Trump, is the words that she spoke herself. And we've got a long, and you mentioned this, you touched on it just a second ago, but the words that she actually used herself, that she describes stopping fracking, 100% for stopping fracking. And we all know that this is something that can really help to get good quality oil out of the ground. And places like Pennsylvania, that would be a great place to use fracking, because those folks up there have a little different kind of a situation with the oil. But in any case, her words from her mouth are so powerful for this campaign. And I'm hoping that the Trump campaign will eventually start to get into this. And I know we have the Democratic convention coming up this week, and, she's going to probably look pretty good in the polls for the next at least couple of weeks.
It's just a honeymoon, Michael.
Well, it is a honeymoon, but we have to get back down to the business of what she really thinks. She is a Marxist. Her father was a Marxist, and she was influenced by that, obviously. And when you start talking about things like price controls, it doesn't work. I mean, we know this, and it's not being ugly. It just doesn't work. Even President Nixon tried this, and it was a absolute failure. We've had this happen across the world, especially in Marxist, socialist, communist communities. And we realize, and we look at the history of it, and it doesn't work. But the interesting thing about Marxists is that no matter which one you talk to who believes in these kind of things, they just always say, we didn't do it quite enough. We didn't go big enough. We didn't try to get it in the big way. It would have worked if we'd have just done a little more here and there. And it always amazes me how they feel about this. And there's people out there, honestly, if you read the Communist Manifesto, and we were talking about this a couple of days ago, a friend of mine and I, if you read the Communist Manifesto, which I have read, by the way, I want to know what the opposition thinks. And so I've read the Communist Manifesto, and if you read it, it sounds on paper, it sounds really good. But then when you apply it to human nature, you absolutely lose it every time.
Well, because
that's where we are.
Well, that's because the select few at the top remain in control. They are obsessed with holding on to the power. Hey, we're well into the 1,187th day of this concept called Build Back Better. Nothing is built. Nothing's back and nothing's better. We are totally, here's my problem. We have the best form of governance in the world because it allows everybody to participate. But if we don't realize that this governance under the Biden-Harris administration has failed, if any aspect of this administration is looked at by the public as being worthy, then we get what we deserve. We get what we deserve, Michael. There is nothing good about what's happened. If you study a lot of the Democrats' approach on how Republican conservatism prevails in the nation versus the hot spots of liberal Democrats in the nation, there's no blue states per se. They're mostly red states, but there's just 15 to 20 cities that are telling the rest of the nation how to live their lives. Those are the blue cities. Those are the sanctuary cities. Those are the cities that said, yeah, we'll take those illegal migrants and make them part of our voting community. And what's going on right now? Kamala, old baby doll Kamala, is fast-tracking citizenship applications in an attempt to reshape our electorate. 80% of the voters last week under a poll, Michael, said that the border, the economy, and inflation are the number one issue. ICE arrested a Peruvian gang leader just the other day, wanted for 23 murders. What the hell are we doing in the United States even entertaining that? And are we slapping the person in the face whose family brought in their family into the United States legally through admittedly an immigration process that should be approved? No argument there. Congress can get off their ass and start working on that, but that doesn't mean it's flawed completely. People came through the door legally, including my Italian grandparents and my Irish grandparents. They did so. They waited in line. They learned English. They took an oath of office a pledged allegiance to the United States of America, and they became hardworking, productive citizens in this nation, the bedrock of the success of this nation. I only hope and pray that until we get true independent thoughts from both the Republican and the Democrat Party back in place, that we elect a complete United States Senate of Republicans and a complete United States House of Representatives as Republicans. Hold the majority of Republicans in the House, and let's get a majority of Republican senators in the Senate, so that when Donald Trump gets back in, he can get things done in 2 days, 2 weeks, not 20 years. We got to get it fixed right away, get the debt back under control, get 100 million jobs back into the workforce so that everybody eats, so that everybody pays taxes. They want to raise taxes on us now because there's fewer people paying taxes. They're sitting home on the couch eating their bonbons, taking a dole off the government in one shape or form, and no one's working. No one's productive. I got a whole bunch of good contractor buddies who are friends of mine. They're scratching their head trying to pick up another 6 to 10 people that can get off their ass and get back to work just to produce, pay taxes, live a normal life like you and me, hopefully. That is where this economy has to go, and we have no time to waste because we cannot continue on this path of growth and debt. Otherwise, we will collapse. Meanwhile, China's on the sidelines laughing their asses off, saying one click away from the total takedown of America, and then we'll move in and buy another 350,000 acres of land around the nation, doubling what they control in the United States right now. Hey, on that point, how much land does the United States or individuals have in China? How many people? Yeah, exactly. Nothing.
Zero.
Nothing. So, and how many investors in the United States have the legal entitlement to invest in the Chinese stock market? None.
Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I see equal parity under a détente, which Nixon started some time ago, that was the first attempt to try to have some relationship with China, only to realize we handed them the keys to the vault and we looked the other way as they try to take us over, is a disgrace. And we got to take our nation back before it's too late.
Well, I'll tell you, if we don't win this election, it might be too late. But in any case, we are out of time. Thank you so much for joining us this week. Yeah, we're out of time for sure. And
it's all Ted Tibbetts' fault. Ted had way too much to say.
I was looking at Mickey's big hand, little hand, and we are out of time.
All right. Thank you, Gene. You have a great weekend.
You too, guys. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Throughout history, the spirit of patriotism has prevailed. The battles may have changed, but the values remain the same. Today, in 2024, we find ourselves at a pivotal moment where the call for unity, freedom, and a better future echoes louder than ever. For more than 10 years, Patriot Mobile has been committed to supporting the values that make our nation great. With affordable plans and reliable nationwide coverage, Patriot Mobile is not just a wireless service. It's a call to action for those who believe in the American dream. Because this year is not just any year, it's the most important year since our nation's founding. Choose a wireless carrier that shares your values. Choose Patriot Mobile.
I'm Dr. Paul Alexander, and what an honor and privilege to be working and speaking on Mr. Gene Valentino's Grassroots Truthcast. What an honor and a privilege to be on the show, and I hope I'll be coming back again soon. Look, as you know, I have been one of the contrarian scientists, skeptics out there, questioning the validity of the lockdowns and school closures and what this COVID was about, and the vaccines. The vaccines have been very harmful and have caused a lot of problems societally. We lost a lot. Societally, we lost a lot in terms of our liberties and freedoms. And I am one of them in the orbit of President Trump. I'm in the orbit because I want him back into the White House for a second. I think that President Trump will go down in history. He has the chance of being the greatest, one of the greatest presidents America ever has. America is the greatest nation on earth and worth saving. She's worth fighting for. And I am on that train to help save America. And I would like you to support Gene Valentino and his outfit and what they're doing. And also take a look at my book, Presidential Takedown, and my Substack, Alexander COVID News. Thank you very much. Hope to see you again.